This week in the NBA.
You want me to go first?
No, I'll go first.
Oh, okay.
That's why I took the pause. Did you not see me get ready for what I was
honestly, I was worried. You know, it was a little too much dead air for me.
Donovan Mitchell, reporter from the Jazz or a radio host from the Jazz, said that Donovan Mitchell is all but done.
Did see that.
It's a massive haul. They're just waiting on for it to get announced. They didn't say it was the Knicks, but pretty sure it's the Knicks.
Listen, man, for your sake, I hope so. You know,
Did you check my header on Twitter? My new header?
No.
It said Spider is coming.
Oh,
it's the
my
Donovan
God.
Mitchell Spider-Man header.
That's
I
tough.
had to change the Zach Wilson one.
Joel V. Moran, go give him a follow. That's tough. That's hard.
Yeah.
Dude, I've seen you post that everywhere, bro.
The Spider's
post
coming.
that picture everywhere.
Am I blonde?
But listen, man, that would be great for you guys. Super exciting. Bring some life back to New York.
Yeah.
I don't see it.
Specifically the Garden. Y'all need that. All right, my this week in the
I actually
NBA.
have another one. Why'd you just cut me off like that?
Come on, bro.
You know I was coming too. I don't know why you're surprised at this point. So my second one, it should have been my first, but it's cool for a second. Chris Haynes interviewed James Harden. James Harden talked about why he took a pay cut with Philly and how his only aspirations is winning the championship. James Harden has been working out with Joel Embiid a lot. They've been hanging out. Joel Embiid supported James Harden in his wine release.
I was going to say, because he didn't support him at the end of the playoffs.
Oof.
James Harden is winning the championship this season. I think so.
No, they're not.
He's winning the championship this season.
So he can support his wine company, but he can't support James Harden, the basketball player?
Well, they're probably much closer now than they were back then. You know?
Even though they've been boys, supposedly, for years?
I guess so. Or maybe, was Embiid lying? No, he's not the same Houston Harden. Maybe that's him being a good teammate trying to lower expectations for Harden. Got to think about it that way.
That mentality's ugly.
It's not ugly. It's just, hey, you guys are pouncing on this guy. Just realize that right now he's not who he was, but he's going to get back to that.
But he, as a teammate, I would never want someone to say that.
All right,
about me.
I guess so. But James Harden, he's
All right,
back.
Here we go. So my this week in the NBA on a completely way lower scale of litness of that conversation. Miles Bridges looking at 11 years, 8 months in prison and found guilty on domestic violence. Miles Bridges has completely screwed up his life here. He had a chance to be top 40, top 50 conversation. He was finally hitting that stride in his career. And now he might never play a game in the NBA, and rightfully so, ever again. It's sad news to see for sure. But when you do stuff like this, you got to face the consequences.
So, I was watching One Tree Hill last night. And,
Great show.
It's a great way to lift the mood again.
It is a beautiful show. I'm in season 3. Nathan Scott is a bucket. Like he is undoubtedly a bucket. I didn't have
I'm
it.
gonna be honest with you. You're amazing.
Oh, thanks, bro.
You're amazing.
I didn't have it this week in the NBA. I won't lie to you. So I had to look one up real quick. I forgot. Completely forgot. This one was off the top of my head, though. Thank God I'm good at what I do. I forgot the guy's name, obviously for obvious reasons right now. But he works for the Bulls organization. And he said D Rose's #1 jersey will never be worn by any other player in Chicago Bulls history. So I think that's dope because he's the only other MVP outside of the GOAT, Michael Jordan. He's also was a great pioneer for the city of Chicago, playing high school there. Then going to Memphis, then get #1 pick, draft pick, getting picked by your hometown team. I think that's fire. And then he was always just a cool dude. Everybody likes D Rose. He's mad cool. Fans, he's cool. Great guy. So
sure.
That's my this week in the NBA.
Tough.
I have it this week in the NBA.
Yeah.
Oh, you do?
Nice,
I do.
bro.
I do. I'm part of the show. No.
Yes.
Grant Williams was on Duncan
Dehls.
Robinson's
Talk about
podcast.
it. Talk about
And
it.
Grant Williams said that the Warriors were not the better team in the finals, but they were rather the more disciplined team.
Which is a part of being better.
Yeah, without a doubt. Now, I don't disagree with Grant, but no way in hell would I ever go on a platform and say that we were better than the Warriors. I agree. They were the more disciplined team. The reason we lost this finals, all the credit to the Warriors. They played phenomenal, but we beat ourselves a lot of the time. A ton of turnovers. There's a couple games
He
you had a ton
basically
of
called
offensive
everybody
rebounds.
outside of Steph mid. He said, shout out to them, they got Steph.
Yeah.
But we were better than them. That's what he said. Basically called
I do
everybody.
think
Wiggins isn't mid.
Nah,
No,
hell
no,
no.
no.
Hell
The
no.
rest of them,
Hell no.
we got that
And Draymond
conversation.
game 6.
Nah,
was great,
honestly,
too.
also, like outside of the trolling, because it's hilarious that he said it. But outside of the
agree.
trolling, there's a point. I mean,
Facts.
I mean, Grant wasn't a big impact in the finals.
yeah, he's fat and shitty.
Come on.
All right,
Dubs,
sorry.
yeah. I mean, the
hell?
Eastern Conference Finals, he was important.
It's just he looked like food out
And,
there.
and round 2, I'm sorry, round 2 against Milwaukee. Yeah, Game 7 was Game 7 against Milwaukee is going to be his career highlight.
Not
He's
word.
gonna
He
go
just
down
looked like
history,
food
Celtics
when the lights was the brightest. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, no, but he still
Draymond
played
had
well.
his brain like
He played well in that
But I
series.
understand. I do understand
up
what you're
until
saying,
the
though.
finals, but yeah.
Y'all were on paper the better team.
We were.
I mean,
for
who
sure.
gave you 11% chance of winning the finals?
ESPN.
I don't know why.
ESPN.
That
That
was
was
crazy.
horrible.
Y'all
That
were
was
the better
horrible.
team on
It was
paper, but
crazy.
when you have the best player in the series,
But that's the biggest
By
issue
far.
for the Celtics going forward. They cut down on blowing all these late game leads going into the playoffs and the finals, even though it happened here and there. But their main issue for this upcoming season is how we're going to be able to cut down the turnovers. It's going to rely on Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum. Jaylen Brown's going to get back into the lab, learn how to dribble again because he had moments there where he looked lost. Jason Tatum just has to learn to become a better decision maker. I think getting Brogdon to run the offense is going to be a huge help. And Marcus Smart as well. He only averages around 2 turnovers per game. People knock on him all the time about his shot selection and his turnover plays, but I think more often than not he is making the right play. But I think next season that's got to be the biggest thing that has to be addressed.
Yeah.
I think if we played again, y'all beat us. Be honest.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's my team, bro.
Who, the Bulls?
No, the Warriors. But
Oh, okay.
That's my team. I'm going to
Oh
say
my
yes.
gosh,
Okay.
this guy
Yeah, would
has
y'all
so
play the
many
same
teams.
scheme?
If we just limit the turnovers, that's all we need.
This guy.
Well, I don't know because to start off this series, everyone was going crazy because of how we were guarding Steph Curry. And then towards the end, when we switched
don't forget
because we had 2 different defenses against y'all, and y'all cooked us both times. It was just, is it Curry or is it everyone else?
Don't forget, y'all was up 2-1 and we held y'all
I
to
know.
under 100 points. 3 straight
Y'all won
games.
3-1.
Yeah. Lockdown.
You're a dynasty, bro. Like
Just pay homage, gangster.
I do. I gave y'all the credit, but I'm still gonna say this coming season, I'm gonna ride with my squad.
Respectfully.
Healthy Rob, hopefully. Tatum was hurt.
What did you say?
Time for some fun questions.
Let's go.
You guys ready?
I'm ready.
Now, we posted 3v3s on Twitter. The Knicks and Bulls one did numbers. That one did numbers. This one didn't do the numbers, but I think it's a better comparison if you are being realistic about the trios, right?
That's why only
I don't think so. I just think with the
only
Bulls and the
horrible
Knicks,
stuff goes viral.
it's because the Bulls and the Knicks got fan bases.
Yeah, they're
like,
big teams.
Very
and
big
the
fan bases.
Knicks, I don't know. To me, it was easily them.
And I feel like
Well, you're
we're
also
close
casual.
with the Knicks and Bulls fan bases too. We're close with those fan bases.
Yeah,
'cause
I
yeah,
know.
so-
You're
Okay.
casual.
So,
I mean, Riv's barely close with the Bulls.
I'm crying.
fan
He's closer
base.
with the Warriors for sure.
yeah, he is.
Yeah.
No
Closer
doubt.
with Steph. Always say that.
Huh?
What you mean by that?
And Wiggins now. I'm officially.
Listen,
How did you feel about his ESPYs?
He's mid.
He had a couple of funny jokes.
He's not that funny.
It's funny that ESPN posted a clip of Steph, and the comments were like, "Oh, Steph, he did a really good job out there."
Yeah, he was mid.
And in the clip, all the videos of him, every single punchline fell on deaf ears.
Yeah,
Nobody was.
He made fun
laughing.
of Grant wearing the ring.
He's not that funny. But it was a cool little. They won every award.
Okay, on to the questions. Which trio are you taking between the Hawks and the Bulls? Trae Young, DeJounte Capella versus Levine, DeMar, Vucevic.
I'm taking the Bulls. I would rather DeMar and Levine, 2 great scorers. Levine being a 50-40-85 when healthy. This past season, he was basically hindered with injury the entire second half of the year, at least since the start of the new year. And DeMar was arguably the best we've ever seen DeMar on a scoring standpoint. Vucevic, he played better towards the second half of the towards the end of the season, I should say. In the playoffs, he definitely played better than what he was showing throughout the entirety of the regular season. However, I will say that Atlanta is no slouch. Trae Young is a fringe top 10 player. Maybe he's number 10. I doubt it. He's probably in that 11 to 15, but closer to 11 than he is to 15. Trae Young is him. DeJounte Murray, we did just have this conversation. He might not be in that top 30 conversation, but I could tell you Levine and DeMar are top 25 players. I know that for a fact.
This is easy for me. It's the Atlanta Hawks. They have one player, actually 2 players in this trio that have actually made it to the Eastern Conference Finals.
I know you're not talking about
Trae Young making it
Capella.
just recently. Trae Young is significantly better than DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine. And when you look at LaVine, DeMar, and Vucevic, none of them are good defenders.
I agree with that.
Outside of LaVine, I give him he's a good defender. DeJounte and Capella. DeJounte is elite at his position. Capella is one of the better defenders at his position. Yes, Trae's a liability, but the offensive engine that he is with those 2 guys defensively, I'm taking the Hawks trio.
Are you taking Vooch or are you taking Capella?
Capella.
I'm going Vooch.
This one's tough for me because y'all know how much I love DeJounte. Trae Young, there's a lot of bad defenders in this whole trio thing right here. You know, DeMar, Vooch, Trae Young is horrible. But I think when you look at it I think we talked about it on Zoom or like last week or something like that. Offense wins, and I look at the Bulls' big three.
That's not in the regular season.
Well, I look at the Bulls' big three, and with DeMar, Zach, two prolific offensive players, and then you got Vooch who can still give you some offense. I think with Capella, his success is mainly his offensive success is mainly tied to Trae Young. DeJounte Murray is going to play off Trae Young. I think he's going to be really good in Atlanta. But the offensive firepower of Zach LaVine, DeMar, I think that's enough for me to put the Bulls over just by a slight edge.
What did that offense win? A first-round exit?
Well, Zach was playing on 25% knee. Trae Young also did not. He also did lose this in the same round, and he played like shit.
They both lost in 5 games.
Trae Young was
exactly.
bad.
LaVine was bad too.
LaVine was hurt. Trae was healthy and bad.
LaVine was bad too. DeMar was way below his regular season standards.
DeMar had a 40 ball.
So was Trae.
He had a 40 ball and averaged 21.
So was Trae.
Good
Trae
job.
averaged
was
15.
significantly
All right,
better.
DeMar averaged 21. He was an
Trae
MVP
averaged
in the regular
15.
season. DeMar dropped down to
And
we know
Trae
Trae can ball.
and
Trae
Trae
can
Young's
play.
been ACF.
We know Trae can ball in the playoffs.
Wait.
And bro, you
Hold
said
on.
in the regular season that Trae Young was
Trae Young-
better than Steph Curry.
He was the best point guard in the regular season.
And he
And he
averaged
played like
15
15. He
points.
averaged 15. He was 29 and
He
10.
was disappointing.
And went to 15 and
He was
7.
disappointing, but the year before that, he made the ECF and was
We're talking about
He
right
was
now.
balling.
They were in the big three last year. So who cares about last year?
Yeah, but Trae Young
I could
by
care less about
himself
last
clears
year.
DeMar and LaVine.
That's fair.
By himself.
And
But
DeJounte's
it's
still
not a
giving
big
you
one.
offense.
It's a big three.
If somebody says build your team around these guys, Trae Young or DeMar and LaVine, I'm taking Trae Young.
It's not a
I'm
big
taking
one.
just
It's
Trae
a
Young.
big three. It's not a big like you're
Okay,
talking about.
but
Why
if
you-
that
the reason
one
why
supersedes that too,
the reason
then
why
you
you're
have a better
the reason why you're
odds of that.
speaking just on Trae Young because you know the other two guys. If you put it all together,
He already told me Vucevic or Capella. I said Capella.
See, but I disagree.
Okay, Vucevic is better offensively. Capella's a better defender.
that's a weird 50.
And he's better rebounder too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he led the league in rebounds.
That's fair. That's fair. He is a better rebounder. I mean, Zach and DeJounte, I don't think is a debate, but it's a big three. So it's like
DeJounte's the worst one here, I know.
What?
He's the worst
Oh.
player here amongst the guards.
I was gonna say the bigs.
I was like,
Amongst the guards.
sheesh, you know, he's better
That's
than
rude.
weak ass
Yeah.
bigs. I think the Bulls by just a slight edge. I think these two are really close. I think this is like it can go back and forth.
I got the Hawks by edge. We're 2-2 here.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know. I think DeJounte's not a scrub, right? He averaged
No
21,
scrub.
22 points
He's
a
an
game.
all-star.
It's not like he's going to give you nothing on offense, and he's a better defender than those guys that the Bulls got. You do have Capella better defensively, and that's facts. I mean, we saw in the finals the two best teams were defensive teams. The Warriors and the Celtics, two of the best defensive teams throughout the regular season and the NBA playoffs. And you're still getting offense. Obviously, Trae Young being the best player here. DeJounte giving you 21, 22. It's close, but I think I would go with the team that's going to give me offense, then also a little bit of perimeter defense too with DeJounte.